Good Erev Shabbos, everybody. This week's Parsha is that of Vayigash. Yehuda comes and makes an emotional plea before the viceroy, not knowing that it's Yosef, that he should be taken as a servant and Binyamin should be allowed to return to his father. For how could Yehuda possibly return without Binyamin and witness the suffering that will befall his father? Yosef has everyone leave, and there he reveals his identity to his brothers. And when he does so, the pasuk says that he sees kinivhalu mipanov. They were astounded, astonished. They were speechless in his presence. Who could believe that this remarkable human being who has the responsibility of caring for, of supporting, feeding the entire Middle Eastern world, that this incredible man of wisdom and knowledge is none other than their brother Yosef, whom they haven't seen in 22 years, and that they were the ones who sold him into the bondage. They were absolutely shocked and they were speechless. Yosef tells them, "Come closer. I am your brother Yosef, who you sold," meaning that even when you sold me, I still felt a brotherhood to you. My love for you has never diminished. And the atah now, al teyatzvu, don't be sad, don't be depressed. And you should not be angry that you sold me here, because it is God who sent me here, that I should be the sole source of support to sustain mankind during this period of famine. Indeed, God sent me here to pave the way for you. You didn't send me, Yosef says, but rather this was all part of the divine plan. Excuse me, the Orach Chaim notices that Yosef mentions two things to his brothers: don't be sad and don't be angry. Now, Chaim says that these are two emotions that are diametrically opposed. When a person is sad and depressed, they're dispirited, they have no energy. They don't feel as though they have a purpose to exist. And when a person is angry, on the contrary, they're filled with energy, they're filled with spirit, they're angry, they want to do something. And Yosef is now telling his brothers, don't be dispirited and don't be angry and filled with spirit. How do we understand this? The Orach Chaim explains that Yosef was addressing two things. First of all, in the brothers' astonishment and shock, Yosef realized that now they're probably very, very sad, maybe depressed, because look what they did. Yosef, our brother, and his dreams, he wasn't coming to present himself as superior, as somebody who is our greater than we are, that we should serve him. But we see that indeed his dreams were a prophecy from God. Who could believe Yosef will be the most powerful human being on the face of the earth? His dreams were true. And look what we wanted to do. Look what we did to him. I feel terrible. I feel depressed. In addition, look what we did to our father. Look at the pain and suffering that we caused our father for 22 years. We thought we were justified. We thought Yosef was spying on us. We thought Yosef, when he was telling us that he has visions from God and dreams from God, and we have a purpose and a mission, and we have to bring about the fulfillment of prophecies to Abraham, we thought that this was all Yosef trying to ingratiate himself unto our father and perhaps cause us to lose our place in the world to come. Look what we did to Yosef. Look what we did to our father. How could they not be depressed and filled with sadness? And on the other hand, Yosef recognized that there would also be an element of anger. Why? It says, Rabos machshavos belevish. There are many thoughts in the heart of a man. V'atzas Hashem, but the will of God, he suckum, that shall be fulfilled. And the Alter von Kelm explains, what does it mean, Atzas Hashem, the will, the counsel of God, he suckum, this shall fulfill it. He says, it's not just that man might plan one thing, but God's will be fulfilled, but mankind, who might plot and plan and do everything they can to negate and nullify the will of God, those very actions that they take to nullify the will of God will be the exact actions that bring the will of God to fruition. Rabbi's machshava belevish, many thoughts in the heart of man trying to negate the will of our Creator, V'atzas Hashem, but this will, this counsel of God, this will sustain. What does it mean, this? These actions that they think are going to destroy God's will bring it about. And this Yosef recognized was the thought that was entering his brothers' minds. Here we thought Yosef is having these delusions of grandeur. He's going to be the one to whom we're all going to bow. He'll be the one sustaining everyone when they need food and wheat. He's the one that the sun and the moon and the stars are going to bow to. Well, we're going to see that these dreams will never be fulfilled. And we sold them as a slave to Egypt. And lo and behold, exactly what we did in our attempt to nullify the fulfillment of his dreams and the will of Hashem, that's what brought it about. Exactly here in Egypt, this is where he becomes the viceroy and the man who is able to interpret the dreams of Paro and to sustain all mankind during this famine. They become angry. We did this. And Yosef says, don't be angry. Don't be depressed. Don't be angry. Because everything that happened, even when we thought that we were making decisions that were halachically correct and would find favor in the eyes of Hashem, we didn't put Yosef to death and we thought he was spying on us and trying to cause us to lose our place in the world to come. We sold him. We let him live and we sold him. Let him live. Let him find the life, whatever it might be. And now look what we did. Don't be sad and don't be angry. It's all part of the divine plan. This is Yosef's message. We see things that happen, we don't understand them, we don't comprehend them. But one thing we must know, there is a divine plan. There is someone who is in charge. There is someone who is directing. There is a will of God, and that will, Atzas Hashem Yisakum, the will, the counsel of God, that shall be fulfilled no matter what. It's incredible. A little bit over a year ago, October 7th, here the decision was made by the enemies of Israel, the enemies of God, the enemies of truth, the enemies of mankind. They thought that they were going to begin and commence with the destruction of Israel. They thought that by coming and attacking and murdering and abusing and doing all of the atrocities that they committed and taking the hostages, this would open the door for Hezbollah and for all of Hamas and for Iran and for the Houthis and for all the enemies of Israel to come and destroy Israel once and for all. That was their thought. But what happened? Not only did they fail, but Atzas Hashem Yisakum, it is the will of God that will be sustained, and they sustained it. They made it happen. If they did nothing, we'd still have Hezbollah and Hamas and a powerful Iran, and we'd have enemies of Israel supporting Iran and propping them up and supporting them and helping them become the player in the Middle East. And look what happened. Hamas is gone. Hezbollah is virtually gone. The Houthis will soon be gone. Iran is weakened. Syria is now changing. How did this come about? It's the will of Hashem. Who was the instrument to bring it about? Those who thought they would nullify the will of God. Our very enemies who tried to destroy us brought about their own destruction. They're the ones who brought about the fulfillment of Hashem's will. This is something we must always keep in mind, that we see things that we don't understand, and we see events that unfold, and how does it fit in? We should keep in mind this, that God is in total control. No matter what the thoughts are in the minds of man, we might have something going on in Asia, in all parts of the world. How does it fit in? Who would have thought that the war in Ukraine with Russia would keep Russia so occupied they couldn't come to the help of Assad in Syria? Who would have thought all these little things that are taking place? We see them, they're horrible. We see anti-Semitism. We should remain firm in our faith, confident in the verse that King David tells us. There are many thoughts in the hearts of man, but the will of God will be sustained. And not only that, it's going to come through our enemies. They themselves will help bring it to fruition. May God enable us that we should see his will fulfilled and unfold before our very eyes with revelation of Mashiach. And whether it happened through our enemies or in spite of our enemies, may we be worthy of witnessing it speedily in our lifetime. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay Jewish. Have a wonderful Shabbos.